Hello, everybody. Real quick, let's talk about pack mentality. Um, there we go. So we've done 3 articles on Call of the Wild, one on the Klondike Gold Rush, one on Jack London naturalism, and today we're going to talk about pack mentality. And this handout is posted to Google Classroom. Excuse me. And so you can read it, follow along as you do this, or you can just kind of take notes. So I take notes because, hey, wink, wink, hint, hint. I'm going to post an open note test later on. And that's where all the answers are going to come from, these 3 articles. So here we go. Let's talk about pack mentality. It says a dog is defined by his or her status in the pack. Status determines when he eats, works, plays, and sleeps. When the pack is stable, the dogs act almost as one, each fulfilling its role for the survival of the whole. This stability can only be achieved when the strong, confident dog is in the league, the alpha dog. And so we're going to go through and we're just going to highlight the stuff that sounds important to us. Okay, so I put a dog is defined by his or her status in the pack, and that this stability can only be achieved when you have somebody in the league called the alpha dog. Now, this is true for dogs, it's true for wolves, but let me tell you a secret, boys and girls. It's also true with humans, okay? We very much like the idea of having somebody in charge of our family and or group of friends. And we'll talk about that more in a second. The alpha must be calm but powerful to maintain the respect of others. Ooh, true that. It is his responsibility to lead, organize, and protect the pack, initiate the hunt, and defend the den. The alpha makes it clear which behaviors he approves of and which he will not tolerate. Ooh, true that. When Buck is in the lead, where judgment is required and quick thinking and quick acting, he sets the ground rules with the other sled dogs, correcting the bad habits that slow them down. For example, Pike, who pulled at Buck's heels and who never put an ounce more of his weight against the brush band than he was compelled to do, was swiftly and repeatedly shaken for loafing. And ere the first day was done, he was pulling more than ever before in his life. And that took place in chapter 4. Okay, so check this out. Think about your family and think about the group of friends you hang out with. There's an alpha in that group. Like in the family aspect, I know that it could be your dad, it could be your mom, but somebody's keeping that family going. Somebody's keeping everything together. I know in my house, good Lord, we would be lost without my wife. She keeps us straight. She keeps us where we need to go. She makes sure we're on time. She is definitely the alpha in our family. You think about like on a team, there's a team captain who kind of acts as the alpha to keep people straight. You know, the coach is the alpha, but then you also have like a team captain who's the alpha. If you think about you and your friends, there's a leader within that group of friends there, okay? And alpha, I'm right down here, and alpha expects the other dogs to follow, but does not force them. Aggression is a sign of weakness, and an alpha dog has the stabilizing force within the pack. The alpha's position is maintained through the constant defer shown to him by the other dogs, rather than by force. In the case of Spitz, who never lost an opportunity to show his teeth, Buck is able to become the alpha dog when Spitz's aggression threatens the whole pack. Yes. So check this out. Think about, and I hate to say this, think about the worst teachers and the worst coaches you've ever had. They probably have some similarities, whether they just could not lead, or they could not teach, or maybe they were too aggressive, okay? Think about the kids that you try to avoid at school or at church or anywhere. They tend to be the ones that have a problem controlling their aggression. I know when I was growing up, the worst teacher, one of the worst teachers I ever had, I was in 6th grade, was my PE teacher, and he yelled at us all the time. I mean, just yelled, and he'd be like, "Run faster! Come on, you're lazy and you're stupid. If you don't run faster, you're going to get a heart disease and die. Do you want to die? You best run." And oh my gosh, I hated PE when I was in 6th grade. I remember coming home and asking my mom what a heart disease was because my PE teacher told us if we didn't run faster, we were going to get a heart disease. And he just was so angry all the time. He was very aggressive all the time to everyone. And no one in 6th grade liked going to PE class because of how aggressive that PE teacher was, okay? Down here it says, most dogs are comfortable being followers. Ooh, I just got goosebumps because that's true. It is less stressful to live within the boundaries set by the leader than to set the rules. You think about you and your friends. That's true. You have an alpha within your group of friends that kind of leads that group of friends, okay? We tend to be followers. Everyone that says, hey, I'm not a follower, I'm a leader. We all follow in some way, shape, or form. Like the way you're dressed right now, the way you act, the music you listen to. You're a follower. I love superheroes. And I'm very much a follower when it comes to superheroes because they make me happy right there. So I'm very much a follower, and I admit it. You are a follower too, in some way, shape, or form. Some behaviors that evidence the hierarchy in the pack include allowing a higher-ranking dog to proceed first through a narrow passage, to eat first, to sleep where he pleases, and not greeting that dog with teeth or paws. The alpha, of course, receives the most deference, always eating first and not being disturbed when asleep. If any of the pack members infringe on the alpha's privileges, it takes only a harsh look to restore order. Okay? So, again, though, without being, rude to anyone, dogs are followers, wolves are followers, humans are followers, okay? We will follow an idea or a person in a heartbeat as long as it fits into, our mindset right there. We will follow in a heartbeat, okay? That goes for dogs and humans. Right here it says, and this is where things are going to get real, if the alpha dog is not living up to his duties, he will be challenged and replaced. The pack dogs are receptive to the alpha's rules, but will not accept a weak leader. In fact, weakness is not accepted by any member of the pack. If a dog is weak, he may be killed. The survival of the pack is more important than any one dog. Okay? This is illustrated with the pack's killing of the weak but friendly Curly after she approaches the superior husky. They closed in upon her, snarling and yelping, and she was buried, screaming with agony beneath the bristling mass of bodies. Perhaps the best follower in the Call of the Wild is Dave. Relaxed in his downtime and fiercely hardworking in the traces, he serves the pack until his body gives out. Man, this is true for humans as well. Think about your group of friends. If you've got somebody in your group of friends that's not doing the right thing or isn't following the rules within the group, you get rid of them. You cut them out, right? I've done it. You've done it. We've all done it before, okay? If I was a terrible teacher and I couldn't teach anymore, I would probably be removed from teaching because, hey, I can't teach. I need to move on to what's next. If you have a coach that can't coach, either the kids are going to leave the team because they don't want to follow a weak alpha, or he's going to be removed from the team. You got trying to tie something recent in. I don't know if y'all saw on the news, the New York Mets just got rid of their brand new general manager because there were some issues there. And they just said, hey, you know what? You've only been on the job for a month, but it's time to go because they will not accept a weak or flawed leader, okay? So keep in mind the survival of the pack is more important than any one dog. There is no one person above the rules of the pack. The survival of the pack is more important than anything else, okay? Last paragraph. Domesticated dogs bring the pack mentality into their relationship with humans. Okay, if you got a dog at home right now, boom, let's talk about you. Biologists believe that between 10 and 12,000 years ago, dogs began to live with humans. In exchange for food, dogs worked herding livestock, pulling heavy loads, and hunting game. The domesticated dog in a healthy household views its owner as the alpha of the pack. Ooh. So if you have a dog at home, think about who that dog listens to best. If it's you, it's because they view you as your alpha, as the alpha. I know I have 3 dogs at home, and all 3 of my dogs listen to me better than they do my wife or my other kids. Now, it's because they view me as their alpha. Now, that being said, I spend more time with them. I play with them more. I'm the one that feeds them, so they kind of view me as the alpha, okay? Now, if you have a dog at your house that may listen to like you rather than your mom or dad, it's because they view you as their alphas. That's a pretty cool thing right there. Down here it says, from John Thornton's first appearance, he shows up in chapter 5 at the very end. He established himself as the alpha. Thornton's kindliness, largeness win Buck's loyalty and respect. Buck's love was expressed in adoration. While he went wild with happiness when Thornton touched him or spoke to him, he did not seek these tokens. Buck was content to adore at a distance. Buck finds in Thornton, as the other dogs have found in Buck, a leader fair in his discipline, at ease in his power. I'm just going to highlight the last sentence right there. Thornton shows up at the very end of chapter 5. He's in there for the rest of the book, but if you haven't gotten to 5 yet, you don't know anything about John Thornton yet, but he'll be a pretty major player at the back end of the book. That was all about pack mentality. Remember, this article, the article on Jack London and naturalism, and the article on the Klondike Gold Rush, you're going to put them together because they're going to make up the notes for an open note test, okay? Holler at me if you have questions, and I'll talk to you guys later. Adios.